welcome back to In the Booth. I'm Shawn Booth, and we have the one, the only Locks Booth making his first appearance on In the Booth. I'm actually feeding him right now. Locks, you want to say anything? And there he is. And you're getting upset that he doesn't have his milk. There we go. We're back. And thank you guys for tuning in, wherever you're tuning in from. Maybe you are listening in Memphis, Tennessee today. Maybe you're listening in Fleetown, Delaware. Or perhaps you are in Hump Tulips, Washington. We appreciate your support. We've got Dre in the building. She's sitting behind the camera today. She just worked out. And Locks was there helping us out at BC Gym. A fun, jam-packed day here. Locks is thriving. We've come to find out that he really only gets fussy if he doesn't eat. This boy is eating like crazy. I don't know what the normal amounts that babies eat, but it seems like he has to feed every 2 hours. And if he goes 2 hours and 1 minute, he's going to let you know. But as soon as you get that milk in his mouth, he's ready to rock. We've also noticed that last week he was a little more fussy, probably the fussiest week he's had, but he was doing a lot of breastfeeding. And, you know, I guess when you breastfeed, you don't know exactly how much the baby's getting, right? It's kind of just feel, I guess. Dre's back there shaking her head. So maybe he's cluster feeding, but when you pump, you get the ounces, you dial in the exact amount, then you know exactly how much they're getting. So that's kind of been the route that we've been going with this past week, and he seems to be a lot better. That's a life hack, dad hack for you right there, learning all the tricks of the trade. We got about 1 more ounce here to go, and then he should just be chilling. And to kick things off today, we're going to start off with a fun segment called The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Monday, if you're probably listening to this. So we're going to start off with a feel-good story, all right? Start the week off positive. And our feel-good story of the week is TCU women's basketball team, all right? If you haven't heard about this story, it's pretty wild. It is the plot for a movie. TCU women's basketball, they're a really good Big 12 team. They actually won 14 games in a row, and they were 14-0. And then they had an injury to their star center. Right, their star center broke her finger, okay, which always happens, right? You go through injuries. 10 days later, their star point guard tore her ACL. And the very next day, their other star player got hurt. They lost 4 games in a row after they won their first 14. They had to cancel some of their games, forfeit 2 of their games. So they put out open tryouts. This is a Division I amazing program, open tryouts on campus for TCU to try and fill their roster. And did they fill the roster? They ended up getting 4 girls, come to find out, just walking around campus, superstar athletes in their high school. And they ended up getting a girl from the volleyball team, and they ended up winning a couple games now. So these girls were just hanging out on campus and got the tryout, did great, and now they are a winning program at the Division I collegiate level. So I feel like that is very similar to Vince Papale, Invincible, if you've ever seen that movie with Mark Wahlberg. Story about I think it was in the 70s or 80s, the Philadelphia Eagles actually held open tryouts in their city. And this one guy, hometown kid, he ended up making the roster and playing in the games. And he used to go to every single game, sitting in nosebleeds. And then he went to actually playing on that field through an open tryout walk-on situation. So that's pretty dang cool. Can't wait to see that Disney movie. And moving on to the bad. I put this as bad, not getting into politics, right? We don't like to talk politics.
Oh, boy.
I'm not afraid to talk politics. But it looks like we got Joe Biden and Donald Trump round 2. It's going to happen. It's coming. We've dwindled down to 2 in the Republican Party, I believe, and all signs are pointing towards Donald Trump being the man from the Republican Party. And my thing is, is politics aside, issues aside, how do we not have presidential candidates that are a little bit younger? All right. Joe Biden is 81 years old. 81 years old, Joe Biden is. Donald Trump is 77. Okay, so how do we have something in place for our presidents where the minimum age, you have to be at least 35? I feel like we need to put something in place to show that, like, hey, once you get past 65, you can't run for president anymore. I don't know if that's the right number, but I know you start collecting Social Security at 62. All right, so you're retired at 62. Our presidential candidates are 80. All right, so maybe we can put something in place there. I don't know. It'd be nice to see a young, energetic candidate from both sides, Republican, Democrat. That's where I'm at with the bad. And the ugly, I guess, this is actually really ugly, the kite controversy, which I was informed about, after me and Sam Cat talked last week about the maternity leave here in the United States compared to all the other countries. Obviously, we are slacking, but I didn't realize there is an actual case going on right now with the Kite Company, which is a children's clothing company. And to give you a little background here, an employee at Kite Baby, she was having a difficult journey becoming a mother. She had at least 3 miscarriages, and she and her husband ultimately decided to pursue adoption. They had a baby through adoption. Lox isn't excited about it. The employee ended up having a baby born prematurely, and she was denied the request to work remotely. And Dre was the one telling me about the story. Is that correct, Dre?
Yeah, I don't think she was given the same amount of maternity leave as if she had a baby physically. That's the first problem. Second is the baby was in the NICU in San Antonio. She asked to go down there and work remotely while obviously the baby gets stronger. It was in the NICU. So, and she got on 3 separate calls with her company, and they basically said, long story short, if you're not back in a certain amount of weeks, you're basically giving up your job. And her sister was the one that went online and kind of blew the story up. And boy, did it blow up.
Yikes. That's pretty rough. So now they have the owner who's been super apologetic.
Well, she put out a first video. It was very scripted. It didn't go over very well.
Yeah.
And you could tell she was reading, and she was kind of making excuses and trying to explain. And then the latest one that the owner of Kite Baby put out was super panicked and basically falling on the sword and saying that they were disrespectful and that she was right. And I think they offered her job back, and she said no, obviously.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty wild. That's a crazy situation.
Yeah, it's
There's
sad.
a lot more stories like that out there too.
Yeah, crazy.
And well, Dre's back to working now, but working remotely, which is awesome.
Yeah, I've got a hybrid schedule.
Hybrid schedule. Here we go. So
Fabulous.
that works out big time for us. And you're shooting content, putting together all types of marketing materials for your company.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. And the company I work for, they both have kids, so.
Yeah, so they understand.
They get it.
They get it. Well, cool. Well, we got Loxy here today. You want to say anything, buddy? If you're watching on YouTube, he's got his head right in the microphone.
Don't know who's been around that mic. Oh.
And we just went to the gym. We went to work out. Dre is back working out as well, which she's been cleared by her doctor. And you were just saying how much better you feel walking out of the building, just being able to get a sweat in.
Mentally, it does. I mean, you forget when you can't work out for a certain amount of time and what it does for your mental health. It's crazy. I felt like a new woman. I had so much energy, felt happy. The endorphins are flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. You got any goals this year as far as fitness, or you're just trying to get, back in shape? Not that you're not in shape, but.
I mean, I don't want to call myself an athlete, but I was athletic. I was a gymnast for many years. And so I think I'm always used to having a certain frame and being a certain size. And, I've lost a significant amount of weight after having a baby. It comes right off and then it kind of stops and it's up to you to lose the rest of it. So
Yeah.
I don't want to put a number. I don't want to
Mhm.
get back to a number, but I want to feel good. I want to feel more confident again. And I think feeding him has made me realize what goes in more than I ever thought, like what goes in my body. And so I think I want to dial in on my diet for sure a little bit more and learn to cook a little more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about multitasking when you got a baby at home.
But
Lois
he's
is
the
smiling
best.
now. Um,
He's smiling.
yeah. Oh, yeah. He's smiling. He just started smiling last week, which is wild.
I feel like it's early.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
gonna
want to
say I
say
feel
he's
like everything.
advanced.
Yeah, it's always like, oh yeah, that must be early. Like he's super alert. He must be the most alert baby. He's gonna be the smartest baby. It's like every time you talk to a parent, they're like, they're really smart talking about their own kid,
I know.
and you're like, yeah, we're a little biased. We're
Yeah.
gonna be a little biased with this one
People do say that
as
he
well.
seems advanced, especially with the neck strength.
Yeah, the neck strength is great. Anyways, happy Monday. You know what Monday means? Monday means it's the Bachelor. We got the Bachelor on tonight, right? Bachelor Mondays.
Woo.
I haven't watched a season since my season.
Are you lying when you say that?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't watched anything. Maybe
You
like
didn't even watch The Golden Bachelor. Everybody watched The Golden Bachelor.
I should
feel
have.
like.
I should have tuned into the Golden Bachelor because everybody said it was great.
Everybody said they thought it was you and that
Oh
you look
yeah,
like him.
I don't look like him.
Well,
That's. I mean, yeah, I don't think I look like him.
well,
He's got what, blonde hair?
well.
But me and Sam Cat were talking the other day. Maybe we'll start doing some Bachelor recaps in here potentially.
You're not a reality. You don't watch any reality TV.
No, not really. I think ever since I was on the show, I stopped watching reality TV because you kind of go through it and you know what kind of goes on behind the scenes and it makes things a little different. But I would love to talk about that and talk about some behind the scenes stuff. And
The big
give-
one right now is Southern Charm.
what is it?
Southern Charm.
What's Southern Charm?
The one about the people in Charleston.
Okay, and what do they do?
I think they just live in Charleston.
Like in a house together?
No, it's just a group of people that live in Charleston. This show has been on for a long time, I think. But there's a big, last year it was Vanderpump Rules and that whole thing.
Yeah.
Scandal went on, and now there's a little friend hooking up with her friend, in
Always.
Southern Charm. So
Yeah. You gotta have the drama and the hookups and all that stuff for reality TV. I feel like you watch all that stuff.
I've watched some Southern Charm.
Yeah.
Vanderpump was my friends and I used to watch Vanderpump when we were in college. So and then I stopped watching for a long time. And then after the whole Scandal game, I mean everybody was tuning in. It was quality TV.
Yeah.
They don't make a Jersey Shore anymore though. They don't make TV like that.
That was some of the wildest.
That's some of the best.
Yeah. Back in the Wild West days. Yeah. So I think I'm at that point too where I could sit back and just watch and
The Bachelor is the only reality TV show that is what it is. The other ones that people are into are just people living in a certain city.
yeah. And
That's
then
it.
it's like the Housewives.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode of a Housewives show.
Okay.
So I don't know.
There's one of them is from my hometown in Winslow, Connecticut.
Hmm.
She went to the same high school as me.
Hmm.
One of the big ones. Kim Zoliak, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. She's one of the main ones. So there are a couple girls at my gym who were just on this season of The Bachelor.
A couple.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was 2 that came in.
2.
Yeah. So
Do they come to you for advice?
no. I went to them. I was like, hey, I heard you're on The Bachelor.
Hmm.
How are you feeling? Like, what are your thoughts right now? You get nervous? And it's just like, yeah, you get that anxiety of being on TV in front of millions of people and not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I don't think there's as many eyes on it as when you were on it.
I don't know what the ratings are like nowadays. I don't know how many seasons they can go on for without like changing up the format somehow.
I mean, I think that's what is it, Gary or Jerry?
Yeah, I don't know. Gary or Jerry?
I think it's Gary.
Yeah.
I think that's what Gary was supposed to do. Oops.
Yeah, and I wonder what those ratings were like.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to come get him?
Yeah, he's not a big Bachelor fan.
Oh.
Here we go. I feel like I'm going to be judged so hard on this podcast. Like the mom's going to be like, "You're holding him wrong.
Support his neck.
Support his neck." Oh, buddy, what do
I
you think?
promise you guys, he's great.
Here we go.
Do
You
you
can
need-
take him now.
Okay, here I go.
Here we go. This is where we'll hand him off. Oh, buddy. You want mama? Here, you want this one? And there you go. Piece of cake. Now he's not crying. I don't feel bad at all. Yeah, so me and Sam Cat might start doing some recaps of The Bachelor. I'd actually be very interested to see what it feels like sitting down and watching a whole season. So
You said that this season ends like no season has ever ended.
never before. Wow.
Never before.
The most dramatic season in 28, 29 seasons.
Most dramatic season ever. I
I'm genuinely curious how long the show will last for.
think this season's going to give you a different storyline.
Yeah. But it is good that they switched it up a little bit with Gary. Now they have to did they get a woman from that season as the Bachelorette?
You know that they already got married.
Really? Well, I mean,
Yeah.
they don't got much time left.
Well, oh.
So you gotta start
my
moving things
God.
along quickly here.
No, they televised it, and you want to know what else happened?
Oh, I heard about that. They
TikTok
televised it.
gives me so much information. Another couple from Paradise, and I think the girl's from Nashville. She models for another clothing boutique, other part of the story, but she went on Paradise. She was on a season, then went on Paradise. That couple got engaged at the wedding.
Sounds about right.
But Gary and Teresa wasted no time.
Yeah, those Bachelor weddings are very interesting. Like I wouldn't want to do that if I were ever on The Bachelorette or Bachelor and I had been engaged. I would probably say no to a Bachelor wedding. I mean, unless they pay a lot of money, which I don't know if they do or not. But
They had paid you a lot of money.
it takes kind of takes away
Of-
the genuineness, the charm of it all, of like a intimate wedding with your friends and family, because they put together the guest list, I believe.
Have you been to one that was?
Yeah, I've been to a
televised?
couple.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to a couple. They're pretty. I mean, it was yeah. You've got all, and especially in the Bachelor world, you got all people who've all dated one another because it's a weird family like that. So
But I
it's
also
like,
feel like it's weird because then people are only invited because they're in the franchise. I'm like, you don't really know that person.
well, exactly. You
don't-
invite like the main people, the people who are still involved with the franchise, the people that you maybe want to see on TV.
All dated each
And they've all dated each other, probably dated the groom and the bride, and then the groom and the bride are probably like, I don't want this person here. Except for Gary and Teresa. They probably had the time of their lives. Like,
Oh,
they didn't know
yeah.
probably many of those people that were there.
But then, like all these people that were on Paradise and stuff at that wedding, I'm like, you've never met Gary and Teresa. I don't understand it. I really don't.
Stevie?
They've never. It's just like. So did Gary and Teresa even make the guest list?
No, they won't. They probably had their own guest list,
And then it's just
and then the
Brandon from
ABC
Paradise. Like,
Yeah, and then ABC had their guest list,
Huh.
and they'll fly them in, put them in the hotel, pay for everything.
they pay for those people to be there.
Yeah,
That's just,
yeah. I
It's
don't know if they actually pay them. I can't remember if we got paid.
well, no, I just meant like. pay
Yeah,
for-
they'll fly you out, of course. Yeah, fly you out, put you up, all that stuff. And then you do interviews while you're there.
Would you have ever been the Bachelor?
Would I have been the Bachelor?
Were you ever asked to be the Bachelor?
Well, no, I was engaged.
I meant after that.
No, never was.
Hmm.
Again, also by that time, I'm old news. We
Okay,
were
let's
engaged
say
for
you would have
3
come
years.
off, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I don't know. Would you have?
I don't know, because it was such a crazy experience. It'd be tough to figure out where your head's at.
Mhm.
But also, it's like, yeah, most people wouldn't turn that down. Like, hey, I'm gonna pay you.
Yeah, because you get paid for that.
Yeah, you get paid for sure. All the
Mhm.
bachelorettes kind of negotiate their price, but it's always around
Mm-hmm.
like $100,000. I think is what, like, from somewhere from like the lower end 70,000
That's
to
low.
the high end like 150,000, I think. and they can do that, right? Because
Yeah, I mean, of course.
a lot of people do it for free. You get to go meet all these people. You're on TV.
Yeah.
Get the notoriety, get the fame, get the brand deals.
Well,
Potentially
the
get a
thing is, though,
wife
is that's
or
not it anymore. No one comes off that show getting the fame, the notoriety, and the brand deals anymore. I mean, back in
yeah, they
your
do.
day, no, they don't. No, they don't. That's like a thing that people talk about now is that
Really?
people don't, I mean, people get, they don't gain a following anymore.
Like, what are their followings at?
I mean, 100,000 maybe.
No.
Yes. And people, I mean,
Who was the last Bachelor?
I have no clue.
There's no way.
Shawn, I'm telling you, it's not what people say. It's not what it used to be. And but back in your day, when, in the 2014, 2015 era,
Yeah.
it was huge.
The last Bachelor was Joey, and then I mean, I don't even know these names. That's wild. Zach Shalcross. Is that right?
I have no idea.
Clayton Etchard.
Like, well, that Clayton guy just went through controversy of some girl lying, saying he got her pregnant with twins.
Really?
What? You didn't see any of that?
No, I don't see any of this. Wow,
Like,
that's wild.
It came out that it was not true. It was this whole big thing. Yeah, they don't get that anymore. And I think I saw one time an interview of someone saying that Clayton was told, like, come do it. You'll get this, you'll get that. And then he was shocked to see that he doesn't earn the money. They don't earn the money that they think
How do they not get a
were.
following anymore? Does
Because no, people don't watch the show anymore.
Clayton, the guy, the last Bachelor, he's got 297,000 followers. That's wild.
It's not like it used to be.
So then the ratings must be down,
Oh,
or
of
people just don't
course.
follow anymore.
Well, Old Man Booth is really out of touch.
I am 223,000 followers for the last Bachelor.
I'm telling you, it's not what it used to be.
Wow, my mind is blown. So then, what was the cutoff point? When was like the last like
The
big name? I guess
last
Matt
big
James.
one,
He was a big name. I
that
remember
was
Matt.
the last one.
He was only 3 seasons ago.
That was more than 3 seasons ago, Shawn, because there's bachelorettes in between that. You have to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so then just the recent years. I wonder if that's the Chris Harrison effect, because then it would be
I don't know.
Chris Harrison wasn't here for those couple last seasons.
Mhm.
Wow. What about the Bachelorettes, though?
No, same thing. I couldn't even tell you who the last bachelorette was. I think there was 2 recently.
Didn't they?
Where they did 2 all the way through. Not like you, where they kicked one off.
I know. That's so
That is
wrong now, right?
You could never do that now.
All right. Looks like we got to start talking about it on here. Bring the ratings back up. Save the franchise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. Let us know if you want to talk about some Bachelor recaps. Maybe you guys don't even watch it anymore. What's another show you can do recaps on that nobody's doing recaps about?
Well, I think people want to hear the ones that people are doing recaps about. So, Vanderpump season. You know the Vanderpump scandal. Everybody in the universe knows.
I heard
Shawn.
about it.
Come
Yeah.
on.
I don't know the details. I know one of the guys.
They were together for 9 years, and then he ends up that he's sleeping with another girl on the show, and it comes out that they had an affair like the whole season. And when you go back and watch the season, she was having conversations with the girl. It was wild, and they were together for like 9 years, and so that was last season. So this new season that's coming up, it's very highly anticipated.
I remember doing some events with that guy.
Tom Sandoval?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, would you let Locks go on reality TV?
Absolutely not. Maybe like a fun fitness competition show, but he's not. He's going to meet one nice lady.
Yeah.
And have one relationship that's not with his mama.
That would be fantastic, buddy. I feel like that'd be a very stress-free life.
No, he's not going on reality TV. Would you let your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna sit here and say no. You can't go on reality TV
for her mental health.
I would be able to prepare her. I think, for sure. I try to.
What do you think social media is going to be like then? Like when he's a teenager?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be a thing. It'd be wild or cool to see it go in the opposite direction, right? We start getting too much of anything. and then it kind of shifts back.
I mean, that's what I mean. You see that with, I mean, what girls are posting, like the clean girl aesthetic comes back in, where the less of the makeup, they took away eyelash extensions, they did all that. Like the natural look is very in,
Yeah.
and it's gonna swing another way.
Yeah, I think it's going to get to a breaking point where it's
Of
just
course.
too much overload. And I do think that the biggest drug problem in the country is a little drug called attention.
Ooh, you heard it here first. Put that on a t-shirt.
That is the biggest problem. The one thing I'll never understand, and you can never convince me
I know
otherwise,
what you're about to say.
is I do not understand how anybody in their right mind can take a photo or video of themselves crying and then post it on the internet for the world to see.
I'm gonna be honest. When I'm crying, and some of these pictures that people posted, they're sobbing. Quite literally, the last thing that I think about doing is taking a selfie.
Well, that's what I am like. The amount of steps that you have to go through, you're crying over something because you're upset.
I
And
know.
then in that moment, you're so upset that it's making tears come out of your body. You think, hold on, let me get my phone. So you're still crying. You get your phone, and then you put the camera on. You turn the camera towards your face. You still got tears coming down, and then you what? You look off like as if it's like a casual shot. You're looking into the distance, or you look straight into the lens and cry and
And they're
snap
always like
photos.
covering their mouth, like,
And then
oh,
what though? Then you go. You obviously just don't take one.
oh no, no.
You go. You you go to the camera roll and
You
you
favorite, put it
scroll
in
through.
Tezza.
Yeah, your favorite crying photo. You then take that one, you put a filter on it, you open up Instagram, you upload that photo, you put it on the screen, you write a caption, you then hit post and share to the world. And not a single part of you during that entire 14-step process might be thinking this is probably not the best idea.
I mean, it's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of steps.
Picking the favorite, putting it in Tezza, exporting it.
And then you are clearly just like wanting people to be like, yeah, I
But
don't
it's
know.
really starting. That's another thing that the pendulum is starting to swing the other way, where majority of people are like, what? Why are you posting that? What are you doing?
Yeah, but with that being said, it's your social media.
Oh yeah.
You can do whatever you want. That's just what irks me about
Is,
social media.
is there any other social media trends right now that irk you?
Give me some trends.
Give you an ick? You're not a TikTok as much as I'm on TikTok.
No, we have a account for in the booth,
Hmm.
but I do scroll it sometimes for sure. It's wild how the algorithm works.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, you
What's
just
on your algorithm?
I don't know. I can pull it up right now.
Do you want to? Do you want to pull it up?
I'll pull it up. I'm confident in it.
Says a lot about you.
Let's see
Mine's
here.
all baby stuff right now because that's all I liked for a significant amount of time. But if you just watch a video for more than like a certain amount of seconds,
Yeah, it's insane.
you don't even have to interact with it. Level of comedy, like when singing videos pop up, comedians pop up,
Yeah,
people like acting out skits pop up. People are incredible.
this is who's on my feed, which is awesome because I'm so glad he's back. I think he's one of the best comedians out there.
Who?
It's Tosh.0. He's got a
He's
podcast now.
back?
Yeah, he is
Shut
so
up.
good. He is so good.
That's quality TV.
Yeah.
That was quality TV.
He's funny. Him and my new favorite podcast is Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco. Those two are the best duo in podcasting right now.
I haven't heard it.
That's wild. That's pretty dang funny. So I got comedians. Here's an ad. Comedy. Ad.
I just think it's so funny when some like older men are like, can't get on TikTok or Instagram because it's just a bunch of girls shaking their asses. I'm like, your algorithm
Yeah,
works
if you're
to what
shaking-
you
yeah.
interact with. So if that's what your algorithm is, buddy.
Yeah, like this one now popping up all the time. Like, ask your husband or significant other to name a woman,
Oh my gosh, I wanted to do that with you.
and then podcast clips. Yeah, so I'm on there every once in a while.
Lots of podcast clips on there. I think it's a cool place for that for sure.
Absolutely.
I wonder what the new social media will be. Oh, Bubba.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Whoops.
Balox is saying it's time to get out of here. You heard him. We got to leave. We hope you guys have a great Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Team on 3, Locks.
Say it. Team.